I came in with kind of a chip on my shoulder. I went and drafted, and the Celtics really gave me an opportunity to come and showcase what I could do. So I came in with that chip on my shoulder and to show really that I can play at this level.
He's your favorite player's favorite player. He's conducting orchestras. He's Tacko Fall, the 7'6" lovable big man. He's recently gotten some NBA minutes on the court. So how good is Tacko Fall? What is up, dudes, to that's Ballers Players, it's your boy MJ. Yes, Tacko Fall. He might be the nicest big man I have ever seen, and he makes everyone on the court look, well, comical. Tacko's playing only 3 games and is averaging 4.3 points, 2.3 rebounds, and 0.7 blocks in 3.7 minutes per game. He's shooting 75% from the field. There's just a lot of hype, but I wanted to take a look at Tacko Fall and see how good he actually is in the NBA. Drop a like for how many dunks Tacko Fall has done without jumping. 5,829. Happy holidays. I just made a TikTok. Yes, I'm gonna be posting basketball and other random stuff, so to the first 1,000 people that follow, I'm gonna choose one of you to get NBA 2K20 or any game of your choice. Let's get that TikTok cloud up, and to the 88% that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, it's Tacko Fall. Come on now, please subscribe. Yes, Tacko is super tall, but he also has an 8'4" wingspan. He's a demigod! This is a chart that Jimmy Howler made when talking about Luka's player efficiency rating. Luka went here, Harden went here, Giannis went here, and here's Tacko Fall. Okay, you really can't put Tacko in here because he's only played 11 total minutes in the NBA and he's playing in garbage time against other people's reserves. If we look at his per 36-minute numbers, Tacko is averaging 42.5 points, 22.9 rebounds, and 6.5 blocks. That's ridiculous. Again, can't really look at these stats too seriously, but at least it shows that Tacko isn't struggling in garbage time. Tacko isn't the typical super tall big man. The main flaw in most tall players is that they're either too skinny like Manute Bol, who is 7'7", 201 pounds, or too big like Simbolar, who is 7'5", 359 pounds. Too small and you're gonna get pushed around by other centers and maybe even get injured. Too big and you can't move quick enough for small rotations and you're constantly putting stress on your joints, leading to more injuries. Tacko is neither. He's 311 pounds. It's strange to say, but Tacko doesn't look disproportionate. He's tall, but the weight on him makes him look similar to other more fit big men. BMI isn't the best measure for athletes, but it's not too bad to use as a comparison to other NBA players. Tacko's BMI is 27, Yao Ming's was 26.9, Anthony Davis has a BMI of 26.6. So there aren't too many players that can move Tacko off of his spots, but he's not so big that he can't move. All of this sounds great, but it means nothing if he isn't using his size correctly. The last time we saw him play against actual competition appropriate to his age was his senior year in college. Tacko went to the University of Central Florida, and in 33 games in his senior year, he averaged 11.1 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks on 74.8% from the field. We saw him go against Duke and Zion and almost caused a major upset. Tacko spent 4 years in college, and he spent 4 years for a reason. He came into college at 7'6", 280 pounds, but looking at him, he was a stick.
Oh, come on, man.
Tacko needs to grow more into a man. We've seen many one-and-done rookies get injured in their first year, so for Tacko, it was important that not only did his weight go up, but also that he matured into his adult body. Tacko in the G League has been solid, especially for someone who the team isn't really using as a main option. In 8 games, he's averaging 13.6 points, 9 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks on 67.6% from the field in 22.4 minutes. But if you watch him in the games, his activity is what impresses me the most. Guys at his height usually aren't moving around doing a lot of pick and rolls or sprinting back on defense, but he's doing it all. He's moving a lot during his 22 minutes. He has enough quickness to be able to stop this guard's drive from the perimeter, which says a lot about his foot speed. I know, this is the G League and not the NBA, but that stamina and movement will be there regardless of the level. This is one of the biggest concerns for Tacko, and yet he's moving like any other normal big man without any unusual gait. A lot of this goes back to him being a good size for someone at that height. Remember, Tacko is the heaviest player in the NBA right now. The second heaviest is Boban, who's 290 pounds. Those light feet actually allow him to do some footwork in the post. The fact that Tacko is physically able to do this at his height is unusual, and a sign that there's more to Tacko offensively than just his dunks without jumping.
NANI?
That hook was over Thon Maker, who is a 7-footer with a 9'3" standing reach. I know that almost any NBA player can do this move in practice, but at that height, it becomes nearly unstoppable. We haven't seen enough of Tacko getting touches in the post to really evaluate more of his skill. He also has no jump shot, which is a problem in today's NBA since he also isn't a ball handler. If he can develop a 15-footer like Yao had, then maybe he can play in more lineups. But the Celtics just haven't found the right fit, and because they're playing so well, there's no need to experiment with a project. The Celtics are 5th in offensive rating in the league, and so they probably don't want to disrupt that. Also, every time Tacko gets the ball, there is an immediate double team. He uses his height in the right way. He keeps the ball high, he keeps his hands high for the pass entry. He likes to force a defender to front the post, and he gets behind, steals the defender, and asks for a high pass. So he's really using his height in the best way possible. He also has a soft touch around the rim and doesn't just rely on bullying people. Tacko's hands are also unusual. Tacko isn't advertised as an offensive threat, and everyone keeps focusing on his height, but when watching him, I was amazed by his ball control. And no, I don't mean handles, because I don't even know if he has any. I mean actually holding and maneuvering the ball. Tacko Fall's hands measure 10.5 inches in length and 10.5 inches in span, making them the second longest hands in NBA history and the 14th widest hands in NBA history. That is crazy. Not every tall player has these types of hands. Manu Bol didn't even make a top 15 in hand sizes. With these hands, he's easily able to move the ball with one hand, similar to how Michael Jordan used to use that on the perimeter and while finishing at the rim. Defensively, it is almost impossible to score inside the paint on Tacko, but involving him in high pick and roll action takes him completely out of his element. On shots less than 10 feet, he's dropping field goal percentages by 16.4%, but on 3-pointers, field goal percentages are raised by 11.4%. This is what's keeping him from getting more playing time. It's more that Tacko needs to learn how to defend up top. His lateral quickness is still pretty bad, and that unfortunately doesn't seem like it's gonna change. So instead, he's gonna have to learn how to use his wingspan to bother shots while still being dropped down low. This is something that other tall players in the past, like Yao Ming, didn't have to worry about on a nightly basis because there weren't that many off-dribble 3-point shooters as there are today. Brad Stevens is the guy that was able to hide Isaiah Thomas on defense, so he might be able to figure that out. Running his zone for minutes at a time would certainly help, but the Celtics are second in defensive ratings, so once again, there's just no need for the Tacko experiment. And that's what this comes down to. Tacko Fall is looked at more like a project with upside rather than a necessary role player off the bench. The Celtics really have no need for him, and so they send him to the G League. Other teams like the Hornets would be using Tacko Fall as a rotational player, giving him 15 15 minutes a night. It's not that he can't stay on the floor longer, it's that he's more of an oddball that would be an experiment to fit in a system. Current contending teams don't want to take a chance on a rookie. So Tacko Fall, he's really unique for a guy at his height. He shows a lot of promise, and at his current level, he is more than capable of being a rotational player in the NBA. He isn't some star, but he needs a team to give him a chance to get more minutes. But what do you think? Will Tacko Fall become a rotation player? Will he eventually become an all-star? Drop a like if you like Tacko Fall. That should be everyone. So yeah, I made a TikTok. I'm gonna be streaming on the second channel too, so we're expanding. And if you're still here, you a real one, so comment fave so I know. The Instagram shout of the day goes to Azaria, and the all-day notification shout goes to Christian Blake. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to bell for all your notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit the subscribe button, join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.
Spaceship, no, no, no.